I'm so glad you're here. I have a very important question. What's an example of a sneaky animal? What's an animal that's very sneaky? You might be thinking of, my cats are pretty sneaky sometimes, so cats could be sneaky. Or maybe a wolf or a fox, those could be sneaky animals, right? On the other side of things, I suppose a mouse could be really sneaky, right? It could sneak through a little hole in the wall and into your kitchen and sneak across the floor and sneak away with a crumb of cheese when nobody's looking. That would be pretty sneaky. I wonder if any of you were thinking of sneaky sheep. Rocky and Blossom lived in a meadow on the mountain. They lived with 147 other sheep and a sheepdog named Murphy. Murphy watched over the sheep. He made sure they all stayed in the meadow. But Blossom and Rocky did not want to stay in the meadow. Why do we have to stay in the meadow? I want to explore. Up above them, high on the mountainside, was another meadow. The grass looked plush and green. You could see there was probably lots of clover. The mountain. Snowy Peak. The high meadow. The forest. The hills. The river. The low meadow. Rocky and Blossom. Rocky and Blossom constantly asked Murphy if they could go up to the high meadow. That meadow there sure looks sweet. Can we go there, Murphy? Can we? All the sheep need to stay in this meadow, especially you two, said Murphy. Murphy would shake his head. Look at them, diving off cliffs into the water, launching themselves on rockets, skateboarding without helmets. That's not safe. These sheep don't know what's good for them. Riding bareback on horses? Running from the bulls? Murphy knew a few things about Rocky and Blossom. They had been known to make some bad decisions over the years. Lifting themselves off the ground with balloons, is that a safe choice? It's exciting, but I don't think it's safe. Playing poker with a bunch of dogs, is that a good choice? Well, maybe it would be. Lying down on train tracks, that's never a good choice. That's not a good choice for anybody. That's not even funny. Running with scissors, we all know what you're not supposed to run with scissors. Even 2-year-olds know you're not supposed to run with scissors. Juggling fire? These sheeps are kind of... They're extremely unsafe. They make very bad decisions. Murphy also knew there were dangers on the mountain. It wasn't a good place for 2 sheep by themselves. Let's see what kind of dangers there are on the mountains. There's rocky cliffs, avalanches, that could be very dangerous, raging rivers, waterfalls, knitters who are screaming for wool, tourists, tourists, dark woods, poison ivy, the wolf. But Blossom and Rocky could not stop thinking about the other meadow. We could just sneak off when Murphy's not looking. Let's do it. So they waited and watched. One day when Murphy went to get a drink of water from the stream, zoom! Off they went. They ran and ran and ran and ran. Let's hide behind that rock, said Blossom. But Murphy was behind the rock. You need to stay in the meadow. He took them home. That Murphy sure is a responsible dog. Rocky and Blossom still couldn't stop thinking about the high meadow. Murphy doesn't want us to have any fun. He's mean. Looks like they have plenty of clover. I wonder why they insist on going to that high meadow. I think Murphy's making the best decisions here, and the sheep are not making such good decisions. They began to sneak away every single day, and they were incredibly sneaky. Let's see what they're doing here in these sneaky pictures. They're running away from their field, across the raging rivers, flying over butterflies and flowers, climbing down fallen tree branches, and hiding behind trees in the woods. Sneaking past owls, doubling back and disguising their tracks, hiding behind boulders. But Murphy was incredibly good at finding them. Good dog. One morning, Murphy had to help a lamb get his foot out of a gopher hole. I hope the lamb's okay. Blossom and Rocky made their getaway again. This time, we'll hide in the forest. Good idea. He'll never find us there. They ran as fast as they could. Again. The forest was dark and overgrown. The two sneaky sheep ran for a long time. I bet we're almost there. Let's rest a while. Sounds good to me. After a while, they stopped by a huge pine tree. They walked around its large trunk and ran into the wolf. Hello! Rocky and Blossom were extremely startled, to say the least. Blossom and Rocky backed away slowly. Well, we were just heading down to the meadow, so don't let us disturb you. Yes, the meadow. Gotta get back on time, so see you later? Then they turned and quickly ran. I wonder if they'll be able to get away from the wolf. Don't hurry off. You just got here. The wolf was behind them. The sheep realized they were on the edge of a steep cliff. They were in big trouble again. Well, it turns out old Murphy may have been right after all. It certainly seems that way, Rocky. Got any ideas? We could try flying again. The wolf took a step toward them. They had nowhere to run. What do you think will happen next? Will the wolf get the sheep? Or will the sheep escape somehow? What do you think will happen? What makes you think that? Let's keep reading to find out what actually happens. Suddenly, Murphy came out of nowhere and knocked the wolf down the craggy embankment. Run, he barked. And Rocky and Blossom did just that. They ran and ran as fast as they could to their meadow. Murphy followed close behind. The wolf was gone. He's gone. Once again, Murphy told them, and you need to stay in the meadow. Stay in the meadow. And that is what they did. For a while. That meadow sure looks nice up there. Those sneaky sheep are not nearly sneaky enough. They got into some serious trouble, and it sounds like they're probably going to make some bad decisions again and get in more trouble. And who knows what will happen next time. Not me. What do you think would happen if they tried to go back up to that high meadow to eat the yummy clover? Would the wolf be back? Would there be other dangers? It's It's fun to think about what might happen after a book is over, don't you think?